I actually have a tattoo on my left arm that says "Fire Walk with Me."
You do.
I do, and I've had it long before Twin Peaks was ever on. So I just want to let you know. I think. No, I do. You want to see it? No, it's Fire Walk.
And when is this before the program?
No, I'm kidding. I got it about a month ago. I intend to keep it in the arm.
Well, I certainly hope bad things don't happen to you.
No, they won't.
You don't have to resort to the remedies.
But no, I have something that pertains to that, actually. I was on a bus about 2 weeks ago, and a guy taps me on the shoulder after reading my tattoo, and it turns out this guy's a fire walker. He, like, walks over hot coals. Thought that's what this was all about. I wasn't in the mood to really explain to him what it was. But I was just wondering if you had any insight as to whether perhaps David or Mark or somebody saw, like, a bumper sticker or something that may have said, "Fire Walk with Me," and then decided that they may have a double meaning.
I think David probably did write it with a double meaning.
Yeah.
Interestingly, that whole poem and some of the associated stuff that went along with it were sketches that David had made that he had not really directly included in the original script. And when we were filming the pilot, he asked me to stay behind. They had a couple of extra days worth of money. And fortunately, this time Janet had a couple of extra bucks if I'd stay behind and do some more work. And so we went out to the old VA hospital here in Seattle, and I sat around, wondering what was going to happen for a while. And then he sent his secretary off to find a notebook that he had. It was just a little spiral notebook, kind of you can put in your vest pocket. And that's where that was, in there. And she typed it up and gave it to me 10 minutes before we started to shoot it. And went in and shot the scene. And just in that blue, just in that one little poem, there are so many deep meanings. It's, through the darkness of future past. What do you got? Something future past? What the hell is that? The magician longs to see. I guess magicians always want to see beyond what's there apparent. They want to see something that can't be seen. One chant, which is almost impossible to say. Chanting, yes, Eliza knows better how to do that than I do. One chants between two worlds. Here we have something else that could have many meanings. What is between two worlds? Between reality and imagination, or between
Close enough.
All right.
Well, you don't know, maybe. It just sounds like something maybe on a bumper sticker, and I thought, inspiration comes from the weirdest places. In fact, I've got it here somewhere. This guy sent me an article, the guy I met on the bus. It was an article about him and firewalking, and that's the title of it, Firewalk with Me. So the guy had absolutely no idea that it had anything to do with Twin Peaks. Yet it's all over the place. But the writer probably did.
One thing I have learned about Mr. Lynch is that he fishes from a very deep well. Over there.
We've heard rumors that the actors were asked or told to display their scripts after the shoot.
Yeah, that was quite true. And maybe that's why none of us have any of the answers. Is because one of David's favorite sayings is "loose lips sink ships." He must want to be in the Navy during World War II. But quite frankly, I mean, the first few episodes things were sort of loose. He'd mail us our scripts and we'd get to study it, and then keep them. And I still have some of those. But then as things got into it a little bit more, and it became a lot more, who really did kill Laura Palmer, and we all wanted to know, we would actually just get the sides, the parts of the script that had our lines on it, and nobody else's, or other people that we were in the scene with. And we would film that particular scene, and afterwards the production assistants would come by and collect all the scripts and take them and put them in the shredder. Nobody moved. It kind of led to a few confusing moments, shall we say, because at one point one of the major cast members, and I can't remember which one it was now, got seriously ill. I mean, hospitalized kind of illness, and so she wasn't able to work, and they had to jump ahead in the filming sequence 2 or 3 episodes. And of course, by that time, everybody was totally lost. And nobody knew what their motivation was supposed to be. And a couple of people got really upset because they're not that. They have to have their motivation. And they just didn't have it. And, they really threatened to walk off the set and everything because of this, keeping things so secret.
Al?
Yeah.
Firewalk with Me, when you're yelling from one vehicle to the other, did they actually have you yelling over engine revving noises, or was that you added later? Okay. I was wondering, how you delivered that. You can't really tell what you're saying unless you read the script.
Yeah, I gave it all my 100,000% hitting the last row of seats kind of voice. And we had scheduled to loop that later, to go down into the studio and loop it. But David liked it that you could actually, if you really, really studied it and ran it over and over and over again, get what I said.
Like we all do.
I think he had that figured out because, they paid, I live in Portland, Oregon, and they paid to fly me down to Los Angeles and spend a couple of days down there to loop that among other things, because they, figured that with all that engine noise and everything, I wouldn't possibly be able to scream loud enough to have anything come over it. But somehow there was enough there so that the looping, although we did the looping, never actually got played into the soundtrack.
Why do they just subtitle it like they did the other scenes?
I don't know. Maybe I should have screamed it backwards like Anderson, who, by the in having Mike, in the interrogation scene, that Leslie Gaither directed, who, by the way, is one of the finest directors I had a chance, and all the directors on this project were superb. I mean, the top of what you'll find in Hollywood, and Leslie is at the top of the top.
If it wasn't for the enforcement cancellation, do you think that maybe would have resolved everything in the season in terms of making this?
Resolution is only if you think that such a story can have a resolution. The beauty of the concept is that it is never ending. It's like trying to solve the riddle of God. It just gets you deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm sure he and all of us would love to have a chance to do that a lot more.
Yeah, there's one scene in the screenplay, I'm not sure when it was filmed and then done or not, but before you chase after a little bit more on the car where, I'm trying to remember what is, it's got you sitting over an altar or something and sweating as if you're struggling with yourself. What was that all about? Struggling between the Gerard side and Mike's side or something else entirely?
Yeah, we filmed that. I would love to have a cut of that too, because it was pretty intense. It just wasn't enough time in the final cut to put it in. The basic motive that I had in that scene was to try to put me in touch psychically, try to psychically find Bob. You know, I knew he was out there, and he had something, he had everything to do with all this bad stuff going on. I needed to get a hold of him because the hyperparadol wasn't, helping much. I needed to get the Garmonbozia. I needed to get him at all costs, and so I actually set up this ritual with candles around me. The rest of you that don't know what he's talking about, it's somewhat parallel to the European ending of the pilot, where there's a circle of candles, except this is very chaotic circle of candles, and I'm pretty well naked in this scene, just sweat pouring down all over me. Look at my gal, and lighting matches, and saying the lines backwards, of course. In you call real life to firewalk me, and it just is very, very weird, very strange. We have never gotten to the final cut.
I've got two things to say. First of all, about the circle of 12 candles, I think I figured that out. I think it represents the circle of 12 signatures.
Yeah, 12 is a very mystical, correct number. I wish, again, I could have Eliza on the microphone next to me, because this woman has studied the paranormal most of her adult life, and is a very well-read and well-known expert in these fields. I'm not, I'm afraid. I'm an actor. One of those trained seals that they prop up in front of the camera like Ronald Reagan